Life gets better the moment you start loving yourself more than anyone else. Now, I'm not saying you don't love your family, friends, or partner, but if you're pouring into everyone else while your cup stays empty, how are you going to thrive? Let me tell you something, help you put yourself first and love yourself how you truly deserve. The way you carry yourself is the blueprint you hand to the world. Think about it, when you consistently put everyone else first, people start assuming that's what you're meant for. They stop seeing your needs as important because you've taught them to prioritize theirs over yours. Start today by breaking that pattern. Show people that you deserve the same respect and care you give so freely. Setting boundaries isn't selfish, it's necessary. When you allow people to overstep your limits, you're sending a message that your boundaries don't matter. But when you stand firm, you're teaching them that your time, energy, and well-being are not up for negotiation. You're laying down the rules for how you expect to be treated. Loving yourself means recognizing that you can't pour into others if your cup is empty. Take a moment to ask yourself, am I treating myself with the love and respect I want from others? If the answer is no, then it's time to make a change. Start showing up for yourself the way you show up for everyone else. People watch how you treat yourself. If you constantly put yourself down, neglect your needs, or let others walk all over you, they'll think it's okay to do the same. But when you show self-respect, you inspire respect in return. That's how you create relationships that uplift instead of drain you. Changing how others treat you starts with changing how you treat yourself. Take yourself seriously and others will follow suit. It's not about being arrogant. It's about valuing yourself enough to demand better. It's about recognizing that your kindness and love aren't weaknesses, they're strengths, and they deserve to be reciprocated. Remember, it's not the words you say, but the actions you take that teach people how to treat you. Start showing up for yourself with love and respect. When you do that, you'll attract people who see your value and match your energy. The right people will adjust, and the wrong ones will fall away. Let's be clear about something. Your worth is not a topic for discussion. It's not tied to your bank account, your relationship status, or anyone else's opinion of you. Too many people walk through life seeking validation from others when the truth is you were born worthy. No one can take that away from you. Stop putting your value in the hands of people who don't appreciate you. If someone can't see your greatness, that's their loss, not yours. The right people will see your light without you having to dim it. You don't need to beg for attention or prove your worth to anyone who doesn't recognize it. Your worth is inherent. It's built into your DNA. It's the way you rise after a setback, the kindness you show even when it's hard, and the dreams you chase despite the odds. Stop letting temporary circumstances define your permanent value. You are far more than your worst day or your biggest mistake. Comparison is another trap that chips away at your self-worth. It's easy to look at someone else's life and think they have it all together, but their journey isn't yours. You don't know the battles they fought or the pain they've endured. Focus on your path because it's uniquely designed for you. Start affirming your value to yourself every single day. Look in the mirror and remind yourself, I am enough. I am worthy. I deserve love and success. Speak it until you believe it because your mind will catch up with your words. Your worth isn't up for debate, it's a fact. Once you understand your worth, you'll stop settling for less. You'll walk away from situations and people who don't align with your values. You'll start building a life that reflects your belief in yourself, and that's when you'll truly thrive. How can you love someone you don't even know? Think about it. We spend so much time getting to know other people, our friends, our partners, even our coworkers, but we rarely take the time to understand ourselves. Who are you? What do you stand for? What makes you happy? These are questions only you can answer. Self-awareness is the foundation of self-love. When you take the time to understand your likes, dislikes, and passions, you're building a relationship with yourself. It's about exploring your strengths and embracing your imperfections. Nobody's perfect, but when you know yourself, you can work on becoming the best version of yourself. One of the best ways to get to know yourself is through solitude. Spend time alone, not scrolling through social media, but truly being present with your thoughts. Journaling, meditating, or even taking a walk can help you connect with your inner self. You might be surprised by what you discover. Learning about yourself also means understanding your triggers and boundaries. What brings you joy? What stresses you out? Knowing these things helps you navigate life with confidence and clarity. When you understand yourself, you make better decisions and attract people and opportunities that align with who you are. Don't be afraid to ask yourself the hard questions. What are your fears? What are your dreams? What's holding you back? These answers may not come easily, but they're worth digging for. The deeper you go, the more you'll uncover about the incredible person you are. Getting to know yourself is a lifelong journey, but it's one of the most rewarding things you'll ever do. The more you understand and accept yourself, the easier it becomes to love yourself fully. You'll stop seeking validation from others because you'll know your worth from within. It's time to stop saying, "I'm sorry for simply being who you are." Apologizing for your personality, your preferences, or your choices makes you smaller than you're meant to be. You are not here to please everyone or fit into a mold created by someone else. The moment you start owning who you are, unapologetically, is the moment you set yourself free. Too often, people apologize for things that don't require an apology, like having an opinion, taking up space, or prioritizing themselves. Think about it. How many times have you said, "I'm sorry for something that wasn't even wrong"? Cut that out. Reserve your apologies for when you genuinely need to make amends, not for existing or asserting your needs. The world needs your authenticity. Pretending to be someone you're not just to gain approval is exhausting, and it chips away at your self-worth. When you embrace your true self, you permit others to do the same. You become a walking example of what it means to live authentically, and that's powerful. Being yourself will attract the right people into your life. The ones who matter will love you for who you are, not for some version of you that's been watered down to fit their expectations. Stop worrying about the opinions of those who don't celebrate your authenticity. Their approval isn't required. Standing firm in who you are doesn't mean you won't face criticism. Some people won't like it, and that's okay. Their discomfort has nothing to do with you. It's often a reflection of their insecurities. Keep shining your light, even if it blinds a few along the way. When you stop apologizing for being you, you'll feel a weight lift off your shoulders. You'll walk through life with more confidence, more joy, and more peace. And most importantly, you'll show yourself the love and respect you've always deserved. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have, but it can also be your biggest enemy if you let negative self-talk take over. Think about how you speak to yourself. Would you talk to a friend the way you talk to yourself? If the answer is no, then it's time to rewrite that narrative. Negative self-talk is like a virus that spreads and infects every part of your life. The more you tell yourself, "I'm not good enough," or "I can't do this," the more those thoughts become your reality. But here's the truth: you have the power to flip the script. Replace those harmful thoughts with affirmations that build you up instead of tearing you down. Every time you catch yourself thinking negatively, stop and challenge that thought. For example, if you think, "I'll never succeed," ask yourself, "Why not? What proof do I have that I can't succeed?" Most of the time, those negative thoughts are based on fear, not facts. Challenge them until they lose their grip on you. The words you speak to yourself create your world. If you want a better life, you have to start with better words. Tell yourself, "I am capable. I am deserving. I am strong." Speak it, and if you don't believe it at first, over time, your mind will start to believe what you consistently tell it. Remember that nobody is perfect, and you don't have to be either. Mistakes and failures are part of the process. You don't use them as excuses to beat yourself up. Instead, use them as stepping stones to grow and improve. Be kind to yourself, especially on the hard days. Cutting out negative self-talk isn't about being fake or overly positive. It's about being realistic and fair to yourself. Treat yourself like someone you love, because at the end of the day, you're stuck with yourself. Make sure the voice in your head is your biggest cheerleader, not your worst critic. Setting boundaries is not just a sign of self-respect, it's a form of self-love. Yet so many of us feel guilty for saying no or standing up for ourselves. Why is that? Because we're taught to believe that putting others first is the ultimate virtue. But let me tell you something, you can't love others fully if you're constantly running on empty. Boundaries protect your time, energy, and peace of mind. They're not about shutting people out. They're about letting the right people in under the right circumstances. When you set boundaries, you're telling the world, I value myself enough to protect what matters to me.